A website has gone viral saying ELN is the prettiest campus in the nation, and one professor says it's not legitimate.
Several ELN hotspots have shut their doors for good this summer. Find out how other businesses are doing coming up.
I am a Second Amendment advocate, but I don't think that guns and alcohol should mix.
Reactions from local bar owners after a new law passed this summer could allow customers to bring guns to their businesses.
Good evening, ELN. I'm Alex Rose.
And I'm Brenna McDavid. Our staff has been working hard all week,
Bringing the news that matters to you.
You're watching ELN Local News.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. If you've been on Facebook recently, you've probably seen a link calling ELN the most beautiful college campus in the country.
but don't start rejoicing just yet. Joe Bruno joins us now live in the studio with more. Joe?
Well, Brennan and Alex, it's not that it's a scam, but it's not a legitimate ranking website. And every time you visit it, you could be giving its owner a chance to make more money.
It's very, very nice, almost poetic.
It's absolutely beautiful.
ELN's campus is beautiful. And if you checked Facebook lately, you might think it is the most beautiful campus in the country. That's because thebestcolleges.org ranked ELN as #1.
I thought, wow, that's really cool. You know, I wonder what they use to judge that.
Dr. Squire is a computer science professor at ELN and decided to take a deeper look into the website. She found out the domain name is registered to a man named Ryan Caldwell, and the website isn't as official as people might think.
What they really are is a link farm. So what they do is they put up websites like this that are designed to attract people that are on any number of topics.
Caldwell makes money from ad clicks. While he didn't respond to our tweets or emails, he did reach out to Dr. Squire.
The email that I got from Ryan was basically, hey, I have a degree, I appreciate college, I bought this website as a profit-bearing company.
Dr. Squire says there's nothing wrong with the way he is making money. What she says is wrong is the way he portrays the list.
I don't think he should be presenting it as a legitimate ranking methodology, and he thinks it's fine.
Now, this site first made its rounds in 2011, and at the time it was reported by the Times News and News 14 Carolina as fact. Now, for the last 2 years, the same article has just been updated with the current year. And as you can see, Brennan and Alex, it still continues to fool ELN students. In the studio, Joe Bruno, ELN Local News.
Here's what's happening in the Crime Watch tonight. New updates on a case we've been following since November. ELN has the full police report on Alexis Gray. After a bill this summer made police records at private universities in North Carolina public, the report says Gray, who arrived on campus with a firearm, was placed under a $40,000 secured bond. The report also says there was no pursuit in detaining Gray. Gray's court date is scheduled for September 18th. Stay with us for more updates on the case.
ELN Town Police are investigating a string of robberies at homes close to campus. Take a look at this map. These 3 spots were targets. The areas are on Cortland Drive, Huntington Street, and Aspen Avenue. Each victim reported several $100s worth of stolen items. No word on whether the robberies are connected.
Several students moving in this weekend found an unwelcomed guest in their dorms, mold. Complaints were filed at the Danley Center and the station at Mill Point. These pictures were taken by students. Physical Plant took care of the issue and says North Carolina's recent wet weather might be to blame.
The humidity is very high, and you can start mildew and some mold growth that's not hazardous. I mean, it's just from the moisture there, so it just needs to be taken care of. It happens in people's houses all the time, and you just wipe it down.
Construction on campus this summer, we have the updates. Right now you're looking at the Global neighborhood. Part of the building is already open, but construction will continue throughout the year. The new facility will house 150 people, along with most of the language communities. There's also construction in the building next door. What used to be the Fireside Lounge and the Octagon Cafe in Mosley will soon become a student center. There will be offices for student organizations. It is expected to be completed between late September and early October.
One building that is complete is the new Martin Alumni Center. This area used to be home to financial planning. Now it's a spot for Elon grads to hold class reunions, especially at events like homecoming. Students who get sick this year will have to walk a bit farther to get to the health center. The RN Ellington Health Center has moved to a new building across the railroad tracks to south of Kelly Avenue. The new building is now open to students. The facility is double the size as the old one, which will cut down waiting time for students. Dean of Student Health Jana Lynn Patterson says that the new facility is a big step forward for health services.
We understand that students' time is valuable, and so we really designed this building to improve the efficiency of the staff so that we can get students in and out, still give them great care, but have the patient flow be a lot easier.
The Town Table and College Street Tap House closed this summer. Our Corey Shegda did the story and covered it on why did these businesses close and what does the future look like for others in the area.
Just didn't quite have local business.
Town Table and Tap House both closed their doors over the summer for economic reasons, even though they were Elon favorites. The slow summer hurt other businesses as well.
Well, I was here the whole summer and it was pretty slow.
Local Yogurt hopes to bring more customers through their doors by making a few changes.
We were thinking about doing like one late night where we'll close a little bit earlier and then open later. So people are coming out the bars that will be open and people can buy
But not
yogurts.
all businesses feel like they need to adjust.
We're not real worried about business. I don't think, it takes a community for everything to work together, and I think we've got a good solid base.
The Root even says Town Table closing will only help their business.
But let's just assume Town Table, if they were open and they were busy as well, but now we have one restaurant down, so people still got to eat
Town Table
somewhere.
and Tap House might be closed, but the bar and restaurant's owner says his support for the Elon community isn't going anywhere.
We'll certainly be involved with Elon, with B. Christopher's. We continue to employ and feed and support the Elon with our other restaurant. And never say never. We'll look at maybe doing another project.
There are no definite plans for the space that will replace Town Table and Tap House. We'll keep you posted as the information gets released. Live on Williamson Avenue, Corey Shegda, Elon Local News.
One of the local bars in the area, Sandy's, closed their doors this summer, but they're looking to reopen. Elon Local News spoke with the owner who said these plans are in the works. No definite word yet on when they are planning to open.
It was a beautiful morning under the oaks as families gathered for the 2017 convocation on Saturday. Elon leaders gave the new students words of advice before they embark on their 4-year journey. SGA Executive President Wellsford Bishoprick told students to reflect on their past, but work towards the future. President Leo Lambert also spoke.
Practice the arts of tolerance, understanding, and kindness during your days as an Elon student.
Ceremony, new students received their acorns, a much treasured tradition of Elon University.
Here's a look at some numbers from the class of 2017. The admissions office tells us there are 1,476 first-year students and 105 transfer students. This is the largest class in Elon's history. The male-to-female ratio is 40% to 60, similar to how it's been in previous years. 44 states are represented, along with 35 countries. The new school year didn't just bring a new group of freshmen, it also brought in an increase in price for Elon. This year, tuition and fees rounds out at $30,146. To give you an idea of the change in tuition, when the current seniors first set foot on campus as students 3 years ago, it only cost $26,827. ELN spoke to the families moving in this weekend to see what they think about the new cost.
Tuition's high. I mean, it's a fact of life.
It's ridiculous compared to when I went to school.
You have to do what you have to do to ensure your children get a great education.
We have another daughter who goes to school
in New York.
And it's a lot more expensive than here.
Our student government already has plans for the upcoming year. Here are some key points that were discussed during their executive retreat 2 weeks ago. SGA plans to hold a campus climate discussion this year to focus on having more respectful and responsible political debates on campus, which they say is a problem that was highlighted by last year's Chick-fil-A debate. SGA also will be working with the athletic department to increase attendance at sporting events, as well as increasing awareness of SGA members on campus. Executive President Welsford Bishopric says that SGA needs to be more visible to its constituents.
We have 50 people that are part of SGA, and making those people more apparent, more outgoing in their community is something that is my primary objective for the Senate this year, and we're going to be doing that through a variety of ways. There will be senators at every college coffee. Senators on the day of SGA meetings will be wearing pins that say that they are SGA senators.
Coming up on ELN Local News, the details on a new state law that could bring more guns into bars.
Also, reactions from a familiar Elon face about this year's move-in day.
A previous Elon Convocation speaker has been indicted with murder and is currently under house arrest. Pervez Musharraf, a former president of Pakistan, was charged with murder, criminal conspiracy to murder, and facilitation of murder. The victim was the first female prime minister of Pakistan and a strong opponent of Musharraf. Musharraf spoke at Elon in October 2010 about misconceptions between the Islamic and the Western world. He's expected back in court tomorrow.
This year, Elon is taking new steps to prepare students if an emergency happens on campus. New posters will be placed in classrooms around campus. Here are some of the key points. The posters lay out details on how to handle crises such as fires, lockdowns, and active shooters. We asked Connie Book, the Associate Provost for Academic Affairs, about why she thinks these posters will help students get prepared.
Truth is, when you're in an emergency, you're not going to have the presence of mind to read the emergency guide, right? You're going to need to be acting quickly. And so what we hope is that students, faculty, and staff take a moment before classes start, but before things are really busy.
A new law passed this summer has some local bar owners worried that these emergency situations could happen in their own businesses. I spoke with several people in the community to see what they think about customers bringing weapons through their doors.
I think alcohol and guns don't mix. That I can't support.
That's not really good.
Local bar owner Jeff McKenzie is unhappy with a recent NC law that allows concealed weapon permit holders to bring a firearm into his business.
I think it's really absurd that people would even need to take a concealed weapon into a restaurant or bar.
Although permit holders can bring handguns into bars and restaurants, they are not allowed to be sold alcohol. But some owners still think this is one more thing to worry about when managing their business.
Our job as restaurant and bar owners is hard enough as it is without complicating the fact of bringing firearms. Think about it. Again, that becomes our policing, which we have enough policing as it is.
In a statement made by Governor McCrory, who passed House Bill 937, he reiterated that the legislation gives bar owners the authority to prohibit guns in their establishment. To voice this right, some owners have considered putting up a sign, but bar owners like Chuck Kelso are concerned it will scare away customers.
I will have to put up a sign. I don't really want to. I think it sends the wrong message to people that it almost sets a tone of fear when they come in. It's like, whoa, this is a place where they carry guns? But it's not like that.
But the law extends beyond just bringing guns to bars. Part of the law states permit holders can bring guns on college campuses if the firearm is locked in a compartment of their car. And some students think that's fine.
I respect everyone's right to have their own stuff and keep it locked up as long as it's not in the face of everyone else.
But Elon has spoken out against it. They have already put up signs saying Elon does not allow firearms on campus.
In a statement, West End owner Josh Ezrine said he thinks the law is, quote, insane, and the safety of their patrons is very important to him. He will be putting up signs shortly.
If you've missed out on changes in the Tar Heel State this summer, Elon Local News has you covered. Several changes are coming to the North Carolina legislature in the next few weeks. North Carolina attorneys headed to court Friday to argue the state's abortion law involving ultrasounds. The law in question requires a woman to get an ultrasound 4 hours before an abortion. It also requires doctors to show described image to the women, even if she objects. Another Senate bill, 353, would also impose stricter regulations on clinics, limit coverage on health insurance, and prohibit abortion based on a fetus's sex. Students coming back to Elon may notice some changes in our state's voting laws. The new voter ID law requires voters to show a government-issued ID at the polls. Student IDs or out-of-state license are not acceptable forms of ID. The law shortens the early voting period from 17 days to 10 days. The bill also repeals same-day voting registration and pre-registration for 16 and 17-year-olds.
Another new bill that passed this summer will have a positive effect on students' wallets by lowering the interest rate of student loans. Both the subsidized and unsubsidized Stafford loans now have interest rates of 3.86%. Both Stafford loans are available for undergraduate students, but the subsidized is given based on need and doesn't accrue interest until 6 months after graduation. Any undergraduate student is eligible for an unsubsidized Stafford loan, but interest starts to accrue after the first disbursement. But the rates are not yet fixed. They are based on the market and may change from year to year.
Dr. Danley has seen more than 60 new classes move into Elon. His thoughts about this year coming up.
Also, we've got you covered on all the sports highlights from this past week. Move-in day is nothing new for many faces at Elon. Our Mackenzie Roberts sat down with Dr. Danley, who has seen thousands of students move into their Elon over the years.
I wouldn't miss this day for anything. I love being here. I love meeting the people.
Dr. Danley has seen new students move into Elon for more than 60 years. He greeted families this year in the residence hall named after him.
And you wouldn't believe how many of them, 4 years later, will say to me, I remember you. I met you on move-in day.
One thing that sticks out to Dr. Danley are the stories that students bring from all across the world.
Being down here and seeing people all the way from New Hampshire, from Florida, from California.
With Elon's diverse history for the past 125 years, Dr. Danley gets to celebrate with one of his favorite Elon traditions, planting trees.
But it makes so much difference in the quality of life to be able to sit in the shade of a tree. And I'm so excited that this year, when Elon will be 125 years old, one of the things we're going to do is plant 125 trees. Isn't that remarkable?
And Elon's campus has caught the attention of many new students.
The campus is beautiful.
I really like the campus the best. I think it's a beautiful campus.
As Dr. Danley basked in the sun on move-in day, he laughed about introducing himself to the new students that will be living in his center.
I'll say to the student, you're going to be living in Danieli. And he says, yes, sir. And I said, well, I'm Danieli.
Mackenzie Roberts, Elon Local News.
Moving to college takes a big hit to your wallet. Forbes estimates college students can save nearly $50,000 over 4 years by not taking out that credit card on some college essentials.
Our senior reporter Nicole Chadwick is here with 5 tips on how you can save money on this week's College Consumer. Nicole?
That's right, Alex. College living is getting expensive. The average textbook costs $175. Being frugal on books is the #1 way to save in college. First, make sure to find the ISBN number of your book to see if there are cheaper editions. Second, be sure to shop online before heading into the bookstore. Amazon, Craigslist, and eBay overflow with used textbooks every year. Finally, the best deal may be right next door. Ask your friends or other students if they'll sell you a book or let you borrow it for a semester. The next kicker, food. The most important thing to remember about those meal plans is your meal dollars. Spending them over time can save you many a trip to the grocery store. If you do it right, you could be eating free every day of the week. School supplies will also bust your wallet. Rather than having the flashcard and notebook binge at Target, consider going paperless. Take all your notes on your laptop and cut down your spending. Or if you're married to the pen and paper lifestyle, Target, Walmart, and our own bookstore are having back-to-school sales. Speaking of supplies, filling up your dorm room can be a favorite of many incoming students, but it will cost you. Consider skimping on the extra shower curtain and stick to the basics. Only buy what you absolutely need. Finally, going to the gym may make you lose weight, but if you go off campus, you'll be losing money. There are 2 off-campus gyms with monthly fees starting at $29. The on-campus gym has 18 classes, and it's only $20 for those classes for the year. Plus, you can use the rest of the gym for free. That's all for this week's College Consumer. I'm Nicole Chadwick, ELN Local News.
First to Phoenix, now he's a Raven. We catch up with former ELN football star Aaron Mellette. This and much more coming up next.
Former ELN wide receiver Aaron Mellette was once projected as a long shot to make the Baltimore Ravens' 53-man roster. Now, 2 weeks from opening day, Mellette has a chance to see significant playing time with his new team. Our Justin Beagle has more.
Down and 2. Tyrod Taylor will throw it, going for the end zone. His pass is caught. Touchdown, Aaron Mellette.
Former ELN wide receiver Aaron Mellette has made significant strides since joining the Baltimore Ravens in April's NFL draft. Mollette's first 2 career receptions were both touchdowns, and with final cuts just around the corner, he would love to make the team.
I'd be elated inside. I feel like it'll put the cap on my football career, whether I play 1 year or multiple years. I mean, just to make the team and play a full season, 16-game season, would be a dream come true.
After 2 impressive preseason games, Mellette quickly climbed up the depth chart, finding himself getting first-team reps with fellow receivers Torrey Smith and Jacoby Jones. Starting quarterback Joe Flacco quickly connected with Mellette and thinks highly of him going into the regular season.
Aaron's been, he's been a good surprise, man. He's explosive, he catches the ball, and I think you've really seen that impact in the games the first 2 preseason, and hopefully he can keep building on that and get him out there and use him a little bit.
Mellette understands he may not get any playing time his rookie season, but he looks to contribute in any way he can.
But as far as I'm concerned, try to make it any way I can, whether it's special teams or playing offense or doing both. I mean, I don't got no problem with doing both. Had to do it at ELN before, so however I had to make the 53-man roster, that's what I'm going to do.
But Mellette's journey to the top hasn't been perfect. He was kicked off the field by head coach John Harbaugh during camp for being lazy at practice. However, Mellette quickly rebounded.
Just mentally get myself where I need to be and just go out there and play. You can ask anybody from ELN, my old teammates, coaches, if I had a bad practice one day and next day I'm going to come out there and it's going to be a show, so I'm going to go out there and light it up.
Mellette has battled through a lot of adversity since arriving here at Ravens camp, but his hard work has not gone unnoticed. After the second preseason game against Atlanta, head coach John Harbaugh said, quote, "I'm proud of him." From Ravens camp at Owings Mills, Justin Beagle, ELN Local News.
Mellette continued to shine this past week when the Ravens took out his hometown team, the Carolina Panthers. Mellette played first and second team squads and will continue to fight for one of the final roster spots during the closing week of the preseason. After winning the season opening match on the road at Coastal Carolina, the ELN women's soccer team returned to campus for the home opener at Rudd Field to face Eastern Carolina. Despite ELN's stellar play in the first half, East Carolina struck in the 81st minute to put a header just out of the reach of sophomore goalkeeper Kate Murphy. But the Phoenix would finally strike back just 3 minutes later when senior forward Chelsea Stark slipped into the back of the net to square the match. While ELN outshot ECU 25-3, ELN could not capitalize on a late-game penalty kick. Your final score from Rudd Field is 1-1. I caught up with Chelsea Stark and Kate Murphy after the game.
I got a great team in front of me, and I knew that we had the heart and the courage to get after it. Thank God for Chelsea Stark. Let's see, Marissa had it down the line, and I was pushing the last defender, and she just slipped it right into the box, and I got touch past the keeper, and there it goes.
Well, thank you very much, David. It was a big weekend for one of the alumnas of this organization. Former executive producer Kirsten Bennett got married. Her husband's name is Garrett Boyd. These are some pictures from her wedding.
The wedding was held in Colorado, where she is currently a news producer. Our staff sends the biggest congratulations as she embarks on this new journey in her life.
And that's all the time we have for you for this Elon Local News, but be sure to stay with us throughout the week for the news that matters to you.
You can like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. We'll be posting content on our website at elonlocalnews.com throughout the week.
From all of us here at Elon Local News, have a great first day of classes, Elon.